We begin with that powerful earthquake that sparked fears of a tsunami across the Pacific Ocean and triggered a tsunami advisory here in the Bay Area that was canceled this morning. That quake was tied for the sixth strongest ever recorded. It sent powerful waves as high as 16 feet crashing into Russia's coastline. This was the scene in Half Moon Bay overnight. Look at the bottom right of your screen. You can see the water lifting and then lowering those boats much more than usual. Thankfully, the fear of a tsunami here at home has now subsided, but conditions can still be a bit treacherous for parts of the California coast. Len Ramirez joins us live from Santa Cruz. Len, it sounds like everyone was pretty well prepared for what was going to happen.
That's right. Unfortunately, they've had enough experience around here with tsunamis to know that these advisories are pretty serious. Now, we've seen unusual currents here in the harbor just this afternoon. The water gets pulled out towards the ocean and then comes crashing back into the harbor here. Not enough to cause any major damage, but it is having some effect and has become something of a spectacle for the folks here in the Santa Cruz area. Now, we spoke to one local fisherman who did evacuate last night because of that advisory when he was returning back to the docks this afternoon. Josh Loya skippered his small fishing boat back to the Santa Cruz Harbor. He evacuated after getting a tsunami advisory and spent the night anchored offshore to ride out any potential tsunami effects that could damage his boat or affect his way to make a living.
Where my boat lives in the North Harbor, there's a bottleneck. So it gets pretty narrow, so you get too much water being constricted, and that's where all the damage happens in the past. So I just figured it would make sense just to move it, just to be safe.
Then, right in the middle of our interview, the ocean had one last surprise.
Tidal wave surge, tsunami surge.
The harbor began to churn. Water got sucked back out to the ocean, carrying small pieces of debris rushing out like a river, only to come surging back, an unsettling but clear remnant of the tsunami's power.
Definitely there's a tidal surge that's not normal.
The first tsunami surge rolled in around 1 in the morning. While it wasn't large, it did leave a mark. A small work platform boat was partially swamped and had to be hauled out. And a water pipeline near the harbor mouth broke and is now under repair. The harbor director says the damage was minimal compared to other recent tsunamis. This is what happened in 2011.
In 2011 and 2022, we sustained a lot of damage. Over the last day or two, we've had one broken pile, the dredge pipe disconnected, but really that's the extent of it.
Even inland residents were kept informed. Razia Pollock lives just blocks from the beach with her special needs daughter Aspen. As a retired flight attendant trained in emergency preparedness, she says she was impressed by the public alert system and how people responded.
I think that people are heeding the warning more now because they've seen like Thailand and what's happened in our harbor. This beautiful harbor's taken a beating quite a bit. So I think more and more people are becoming more vigilant and proactive when there's a warning.
Fortunately, this time the threat passed with minimal damage, but today's events serve as a real-time test and a reminder that nature can strike at any moment.